Welcome to NHL Hockey News Reports, and today we are talking about. I just couldn't think of a video to think of, so I said, you know what? Let's talk about all 31 NHL teams' futures coming up. I mean, just the future of the team. Is it bright? Is it not bright? Are they win now? And that's about it, and they gotta do a rebuild pretty soon. Or do we see a good, bright future? But let's get into it. We're gonna do all 31 NHL teams. You always start with Montreal. I don't know why. I always do. It's always on top. That's always my thing. Montreal on top, and we talk about them first. So let's get into them first. All right, Montreal. So first of all, let's talk. They have a great young core. Suzuki, Paling, Caulfield. Not just prospects like that. Young players Lekanen. Of course, he's 23. But Matei, guys like that, Kokinemi, definitely fantastic players. And I think they have a bright future, one of the brightest futures in the National Hockey League right now. So definitely, that's a great future. Price is getting a little older, but I think they can squeak it in when he still has his prime left. So, yeah, let's move on to the Colorado Avalanche. They have a pretty good future, don't they, in defense? They have Byram, Gerard. They got some great guys on defense, definitely. And then you have Count as forward, Tyson Jost, Byram and defense, like I said. Just a great, you know, incredible what they have. Just a great future, and yeah, I think they do have a great future. I think you probably think it. And then defense, Cal McCaw. How could I forget about him? Definitely. Moving on to the Panthers, they have a pretty okay future, and they have Owen Tippett potentially playing next year. Hepernemi, we'll see what happens to him. There was Demikinko. I feel like you say his name. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. I know I did. A defenseman, I think, or was a forward. I can't remember. I don't know why I can't think of that right now, but definitely I like those guys. But the future is okay in Florida. I think they want to win. Now they got a pretty good young group in Barkov, Trocheck, Matheson, of course, Bobrovsky, 30. Not bad at all. So definitely a good team to win now, but also a little of future to a young core. Moving on to the Ducks, a team that's kind of went from an older core to kind of have to go into a young core. You know what I mean? Literally, this team has to go into a young core. Getzlaf, Perry, he used to be Perry with the Ducks. Getzlaf not being there, well, getting older, Perry not being there anymore. Just, those things happens, you know what I mean? So, but Ducks are a very good team with young forwards. They have Steele now, Lundstrom, Malhotra on defense, and then they have Trevor Zegras they just drafted. So many players, and the nice thing is the new coach Dallas Eakins knows Lundstrom, Troy Terry, Steele. They already know he knows those guys with AHF the goals. So he goes to the Ducks and be like, I already know you. Come on, play with me. So, he already knows that stuff. Lightning, they have, Calfoot known for guys like that, but it's time to win now. They still have a young team. It's not like, well, we're all in the late 30s. It's time to win now with our veteran players or not. It's not like that. They have Stamkos, who's 28, or is he 29? Can't remember. Kucherov's still very young, and doing incredible. Point, incredible. He's doing. Hedman's still young. Vasilevsky's only 24. Like, literally, this team's still young, but a great future still with the foots of Cal and Nolan Foot, definitely. But a good player on Cal Foot and a good left winger on Nolan Foot. Two brothers, so definitely that's pretty cool. Pittsburgh trying to kind of get themselves to a newer team. You kind of seen that last 2 years. They kind of wanted to get to that team. They want to get newer, younger, faster. Because they know Cunez, retires. And, of course, being with Lightning Chicago the last 2 years. But, losing him, Cullen not being there, older players. Trevor Daley not being with Red Wings, but he's older. I'm just talking about the ones that won the Stanley Cup, but Pittsburgh last one. Bonino, he's getting older. And then still the young core like Crosby and Malkin are getting older, but they do have some great players, definitely. Pull in and other ones too, but they're always trying to keep this team younger and always trying to win. So definitely, Jim Rutherford is trying his best, and I like Dominic Cahoon they got, a youngster, so from the Blackhawks. I really like what he does. So, yes. Moving on to Boston, they have a pretty okay defense prospects. Jukka Venäläinen is the top prospect on defense. Of course, he's playing this year, unless if any injuries. Of course, that's for everyone to know. But definitely Venäläinen, absolutely fantastic left defenseman. So he's gonna probably take over Charles' job in the future, cause he's 42, so he's getting up there, right? Moving on to the Blackhawks, they have Kurida, great to have him. Barquist, right? They have even youngsters like DeBrincat, Strome from Arizona. People think he'll score 75 points. That's what Hockey News says. So definitely him, DeBrincat and Strome play absolutely fantastic together. Of course, they played before together in other leagues when they were younger. So definitely they know each other so much. Definitely. Moving on to the Maple Leafs, of course they still have a young group in Matthews, Marner, Nylander, Kapanen, Johansson, Hyman, Riley, all those guys. But they want to win now. That's the accomplishment to win now with the team they have and the cap they have, the very little cap they're going to have for Marner, and just trying to win. That's going to be hard for them, but they're going to try their best. Ottawa, they have a bright future. Rebuild still going, They have Colin White. Shabbat, offensive defenseman. It's hard to come by from a scoring defenseman, isn't ever. Talking about those, almost like the next L. Carlson for Ottawa. Guys like Batterson's looking pretty good. Balslos is looking really good. Klaprick is looking pretty good. Guys like that, Logan Brown, I really like. He's probably going to play next year for the Ottawa Senators, definitely. Guys you really like. Moving on to Canucks, and the Canucks have great young players. The one they just drafted, this is one of my favorites in the whole draft. Except Hughes, Kalko, and Caulfield, is Vasi Podkolzin. He's a Russian goal scorer. How do you give up on him? And how does he go all the way to 10th? I don't get what GMs are thinking about him, because, alright, he might have to play 2 years, but he might become a Nikita Kucherov. He might become like an Alex Ovechkin, maybe a little too much. I don't want to compare players to players, but he's a guy that looks high talent, and the only thing he does all the time is score, 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 as a Russian winger. So, those guys, you gotta be able to pick those guys up, because those are hard to find, aren't they? Also, Bohorban, Pedersen, Bessel. Imagine having Podkolzin on left wing, in the middle, Pedersen on right wing, Bessel. Oh my goodness, that would be incredible. Wow. Just thinking about it, man, what? Moving on to Buffalo, you have Middlestat, we all know that. You have new Cousins, Dylan Cousins, just drafted. Darlene, first overall last year. Definitely great players, and they got great, talent, definitely. Great future. Hurricanes, they have Martin Nekes, they got Warren Fogle playing, they have Menelainen, that looks pretty good. Different guys, definitely. Jake Bean, see what happens to him. But, they still have some great players. Even the goaltender, Dvorak, if I said that right, I'm sorry. I probably didn't, and it's a hard name to say. But a good goaltender in the AHL and looking really good. Flyers, of course, you have your great player in Carter Hart, played for the last half a year. Looked really good. Definitely you have. You're the one you just drafted, Cam York, as a defenseman, 14th overall, with the whole trade with Coyotes for the whole thing. But I think Flyers are in a good shape with prospects. You have Joe Farabee, you have Morgan Frost. You got some really good guys, definitely. Moving on to the Dallas Stars, you have a really good goaltender. Not playing this coming year, year after is Jake Ottinger, looking really good. Milo Heiskanen, definitely that guy looks really good as a defenseman last year. Definitely, especially in the playoffs, look really good. Definitely those guys are fantastic. Moving on to the Winnipeg Jets, of course you have Line A, you have Connell, you got those guys. Even like Vinny Hainola, he looked really good as a defenseman. Niku, who potential plays next year. Even Neil Pionk, 23 years old, he plays 22 minutes a night. That's really good as a 23-year-old. And a guy that can do fantastic, definitely. Moving on to the Capitals, you got a really good player in Samsonov as a goaltender. Your choices are thinking about getting rid of Hope or not. Remains, who knows, but Samsonov, boy, a Russian goaltender, looking really good. Definitely. And then, just some great players they have. Moving on to the Wild, you have Matthew Boldy, they drafted this year, looking really good. Jordan Greenway, Kaprizov, looking really good. Russian right winger, those guys are awesome. And then, that goaltender in the AHL, oh my goodness, what is his name? It starts with K. Can't remember right now, I'm sorry. You know what I'm talking about. Blue Jackets, you have great players. Wierenski, Dubois, of course. Those guys are awesome. You have some youngsters still, but, definitely a great team. Still a young team going into the future. Moving on to the Vegas Golden Knights, we have Peyton Curbs. They drafted Cody Glass this coming year. He is the best prospect. Man, that guy for the Vegas Golden Knights is the best prospect for them. People think around 40 points. Hey, why not? He looks really good. And guess what? You don't have to pay him an entry-level contract. And you already paid for that. They already have it in the books. So, look at that. Look how easy that is. And then definitely having him, Duke. We'll see how he comes out. Definitely those guys looking really good. Moving on to the Coyotes. You got Victor Soderstrom on defense, looking pretty good. Barrett Hayden coming this year. He destroyed the combine last year. Absolutely, his numbers were absolutely fantastic. Fantastic on the combine. Cause I'm not a fan of the combine for players, but he did fantastic on the combine. Great guy. He's a really strong guy. Definitely a great center. Moving on to the Blues, you might be like, they've won the Stanley Cup. What's the future? They still have a fantastic young future in Jordan Kyrou, Thomas, great players. Billy Hustle as goaltender. I think like this team is still good. Bach, definitely great players, and still young players. Keep on going. Definitely. Team still not too old, not too young, in the middle. You can go for another cup. We'll see it happen. Moving on to the Flames, Matthew Tkachuk. We only saw the tip of we only saw so little what he has done, even though he played a couple seasons. But there's so much more you're gonna see. It's just gonna be incredible. Those guys are absolutely fantastic. Of course, Pellier. They picked him on 26. Of course, it's later, but he looks pretty good. He can even play next year. Not this coming season, the year after. Nashville, Toverlin, looking really good. Denton, Fabro, definitely, those guys look good. Really good. I have to say, good. They still have a good prospect pool. Moving on to the Oilers. You got Broberg as defense. Good little positive there, of course. Puljujarvi, what are you gonna know? We'll see if they can trade him for what he's been doing in Europe. We'll see. LA, you have Kupri, that's been really good. Rattilla, Amadio, and Alfano. Those guys definitely. What's that one? Can't remember right now off the top of my head, but definitely. And then Patterson, also good goaltender, looked really good last year. Definitely good players there, and this team is in rebuild, but still has a great future ahead of them. And then also having Alex Turcotte they just drafted, a great center, good choice by LA. Moving on to the San Jose Sharks, older team, not as good of a future. They have all the guys they, give a first round, second round, third, all that stuff to Ottawa. They get Carlson, so the, 2 first, the second, all that stuff, and the future isn't the biggest, but it's okay, not the best. But they have Ryan Merkley, a good defenseman, could play next year, most likely the year after. But that's all I gotta say for the thing. And then Gambrell looks pretty good too, as a third line center. Looked pretty good in the playoffs a little, so definitely seen some good stuff there. Moving on to now the Devils. Hughes, Heischer, guys like that definitely looked really good. Definitely. Rangers, Capocacco, Adam Fox, definitely those guys, right? Kratzoff, Elias Anderson. Definitely see how he goes. Brett Howden, Hedel, Trouba, of course he's still on the younger side. Gurgiev, goaltender. So Red Wings has a really good future, right? You have Zadina. You got what they just drafted in Moen Seider. You also have Anthony Larkin. Those guys, right? Hronek, Chaluzki, so many guys. But, great futures. Of course, some, not as good a future as some are really packed, has a really good future ahead of them. So, some are balanced. They're really good now, and they really have a really good future still. But thank you for watching. I'll see you next video. We need 9 more subs to 150 subs for a special video, and I'll see you next video. Bye.